Exercise number 1, let me just demonstrate it first for you. Before I demonstrate it, let me just explain what it is. It's just simply a pattern of notes that uses all the fingers, but it moves around the keyboard. If I were to play this 5-finger position, that would get very boring. I'm bored already. So what happens, what Hanon does, is he makes a gap between the thumb and the second finger on the way up, not on the way down, and now another gap. So we have a skip there of a second. Now you'll notice what I'm doing instinctively. I'm adding a little shaping to that. I'm talking about melodic shaping. I'm feeling the rise and the fall. So we can already think musically with these. We don't have to think mechanically. One thing you will notice if you're looking at what's going on behind the fingers, you'll notice mobility in my wrist and in my arm. Do you see how that little lateral adjustment in my wrist is enabling me to move across the keyboard? Now the problem with Hanon, and why it's lost its allure and is on the naughty step in many quarters, there's an instruction here at the top: lift the fingers high and with precision. Now there was a time in the history of piano playing, piano teaching, where it was believed that we lift one finger in isolation from the others like this, and then slam that finger down into the keyboard like a little hammer. Right, now we no longer believe, most authorities on piano playing in the modern age don't believe in isolating fingers one from the other. The fingers tend to want to come up together as a unit, and any stretch we make will want to be from the thumb to the second finger. We don't really want to be stretching out between the fingers. So the problem with this exercise is if we read that instruction and took it literally like this would be problematic. I can feel that I'm rigid in my wrist. I can feel that my fourth and fifth fingers are weak. They're not actually as weak as people make them out to be, because they're only weak if I'm in thumb alignment. Do you see where my thumb is? My hand is in the very good position for my thumb, second finger, third finger, but it's in a disadvantageous position for my fourth and fifth. So therefore I would need to move across to be behind my fourth and fifth fingers. So if you look where my thumb is here, now look where my thumb isn't. When I get to the top of my pinky, my thumb is not actually on the position that it would need to be to play the next note. Now, if I had come from an old school tradition, that would have been considered wrong, and I probably would have got a great big rap over the knuckles with a big ruler to keep all my fingers lined up on the keys like this. Well, that's great for 1, 2, 3, not so great for 4, 5, and I'm already feeling that there's pulling going on in these tendons here. All I would need to do is to move as I go up laterally and let my thumb come with me, come with the second finger to join the rest of the hand. And that feels really strong. It's a good bright sound. There's no effort involved in that at all. Now the left hand, of course, it's the same as the right hand descending. Can you see that adjustment? So this is Hanon with lateral adjustments. And I'm going to look in the next video, I'm going to look at other ways that we can choreograph.